Hi guys, this is Rod at the Dragon Wing Den again, here with another D&D Attack Wing game, and it was a rough day at the Dragon office for my team. Uh, First of all, I was hoping that this week Wave 8 would be out. I know it is out this week, but my store, the distributor they use, in fact, both the stores in town that I shop at, they use the same distributor, and they had some sort of supply mix-up, so no Wave 8. I was hoping to get the Mind Flayer on camera this week, but it didn't happen. So I used a backup list that I had made just in case this didn't work out. My heart wasn't really in this list, but I wanted to try out a few different things, so I did, and you'll see how it worked out. Spoiler alert, not great. Um, but it's a game, and Jay has been on a winning streak lately, so let him enjoy it. Give him the credit he's due. Uh, so we'll look at that game in a minute, but first, as usual, we'll check out the lists. So here's my list. One thing I neglected to mention earlier was that the format for this week was 200 points, good versus evil, but each creature had to use an artifact of Tiamat or Bahamut. Those artifacts are the participation prizes, upgrade cards that you got for doing the Tyranny of Dragons organized play event, and they use your campaign artifact slot, but you could have one per creature, and they're all themed around either Tiamat or Bahamut, and they're double-sided. So if you're evil, you can use the Tiamat side. If you're good, you can use the Bahamut side. And their point cost increases based on how many you have in your list, and their effectiveness increases based on how many you have as well. So the first creature I have is a Claugiliamatar. I practice saying that, the name the Green Dragon. She's got her Poison Breath. She's got Scales of Tiamat, which gives her a one-shot discard for extra defense dice because she's pretty fragile. She's got Suggestion, the control spell I've been using quite a bit. Might be time to switch things up after this game, but we'll see. Suggestion is arguably okay on her. She's kind of lower level than I like for Suggestion, but she's not a super strong attacker, so in that sense, having her do the Suggestion is not horrible, assuming she, gets it on a good target. She's also got Mirror Image for more defensive ability, again, just because she is pretty fragile. My next creature is a Shadra, the named Blue Dragon, with her Lightning Breath weapon, that's standard. Her Snipe upgrade, which lets her do reduce some defense dice at range 3 or 4 in case you're up against a high defense dice creature. She's got Wings of Tiamat, which can force opposing creatures to the ground. That's mainly for the benefit of Jarl Horn, who you'll see in a sec. I also gave her Magic Missile, a 1 point, one penetrating damage spell that doesn't need to roll to hit, and Command, the control spell, also 1 point that lets you program in an opponent's maneuver. And of course, I've been using that a lot lately as well. Next, I've got Jarl Horn, the named Frost Giant. He's got Fang of Tiamat, which lets him discard it to put time tokens on the upgrade of a creature who's lower level than him. Since it's level based, I wanted it on the highest level creature I could put it on. He's got Slammed, which is an upgrade for his rock throw. When he damages someone with his rock, he knocks their target and concentrate tokens off, and they can't take an action next round. I didn't successfully use that with my Stone Giant last week, so I wanted to give it a try this week again. He's got Blackguard's Mail, giving him a little extra armor and some protection against crits. He can turn one critical hit to a regular hit when he's attacked. Adamantine Lance gives him penetrating damage on his melee attack. Of course, that's why Shadra has wings, to try to get creatures down on the ground so he can actually melee attack them. And then he's got Blade Barrier, which is a defensive spell that I haven't tried before, but I thought it might be interesting to see how it works. It gives him extra defense dice versus ranged attacks, and it also gives him the ability to damage an attacker back when they attack him in melee with a close range attack. So thought that might be interesting to give it a try. Finally, I've got Wrath Modar, the evil wizard. His Tiamat upgrade is the Eye of Tiamat, which lets him re-roll an opponent's defense dice. If they've got a lot of dodges, he can try to take those away from him. He's got his Staff of Power, which I always like on a wizard. Lets him cast a spell without... So you can disable the staff to cast a spell without having to spend the token. And it gives him a pretty decent suicide attack by breaking the staff. Then he's got Disintegrate, the standard super powerful offensive spell. Confusion, again, a control spell that reduces an opponent's attack value. And Mirror Image for some defense on him as well. I've got 2 Mirror Images since I pulled 2 of these little sorcerer guys in during the organized play event. And that's pretty much that, so let's look at Jay's list. And here's Jay's list. Plenty of beefcake. Vaka, the named ancient silver dragon. Cold Breath, or breath weapon, close quarters, gives her extra melee attacks at range 1. Fang of Bahamut, she's got the ability to discard that to turn off an upgrade on a lower level creature, so of course it's on the highest level creature in his list. And for spells, she's got Haste to give her extra melee attacks, and Time Stop to stop time, reset the game, and give her time to turn around, reset her breath weapon, and so on. Then we got Seavart, the ancient brass dragon. He's been getting a lot of play recently. He's got Fire Breath, not Flame Breath, so the cone. Searing Flames, the special effect, does an extra point of damage to something he damaged with his Fire Breath. Human Paladin for an extra, like a free melee attack every turn. Claw of Bahamut is the hit to crit conversion artifact. You can discard it to convert your hits to crits. And he's got Disintegrate. This is something that Jay's been wanting to do for a while, playing Disintegrate on Seavart. He can take an exhaustion token to do a target token and then re-enable Disintegrate, so he can keep disintegrating as long as he can keep doing green maneuvers. And finally, we've got Calamity, the named Dwarven Ballista, 6 primary weapon value, biggest weapon value in the game. Well, up there with Bahamut, I believe. He's got Rapid Reload for the potential for an extra attack 1 round. Dwarven Precision for converting hits to crits. Artillery Master lets you re-roll a target token twice if you want to. And Tears of Bahamut lets you heal damage off your creature. And that's a good one for Calamity, because with Calamity's super armor, unpenetratable armor, it's really rare for Calamity to go down in 1 turn. So, it's going to get damaged, and you're almost certainly going to have a chance to pull that damage off it with these Tears of Bahamut. So those are the lists. Let's see how they did. Alright, we're going to do some moves in round 1 of this game. Calamity's going to move forward 2. That is exhausting for a ballista. The dwarves have to pick it up and carry it pretty quickly. We're going to have our wizard move next. Also forward 2, I believe. Yep. And he's going to cast Magic Mirror Image. Sorry. The video's a little choppy because we were talking to some new people in the store who were curious about the game, so had to cut out a bunch of sort of non-gameplay. I moved the green dragon out of order. You can see there. So I remembered that, and then went and moved the blue one, and then I'll give them both actions. I put these dragons on the board both kind of cockeyed, thinking that would give them... Sometimes that gives them flexibility, but I mean, in this case, I didn't really have a solid plan for how I was going to use that flexibility, so it's sort of unnecessary. Not very helpful. Seavart moving forward. What I really should have done was probably just picked a side of the board and went pretty heavy on that side, I think, so that these creatures could be helping each other out. They don't have any direct synergy abilities. Seavart taking a concentrate But some things like a Shadra has the wings, and the whole purpose of the wings is to help out Jarl Horn. But she's way over on the other side from Jarl Horn. Looks like Seavart's going to go ahead and exhaust himself to take a target token, planning on being able to do a breath weapon on turn 1, I suspect. I think I'm probably, narrating our actions to the couple who's watching us. Jarl Horn moving forward 3. We're going to go ahead and have him cast Blade Barrier, thinking he's going to be within range of Calamity, and thinking it's worth it to have a few extra defense dice. Vaca also deployed sideways. Not really sure why. Takes an exhaustion to come around straight. There was no attacks that round, as it turned out. Nothing was in range of Calamity, and he decided not to do a breath weapon with his dragon. I think he must have had. I believe he has fire breath instead of flame breath. I think I just got confused. Calamity's gonna concentrate as his action, having dropped that exhaustion, doing 1 forward. We're gonna go to a Shadra. Moving 1 forward. I was hoping to preserve as many target opportunities as possible for my breath weapon. Calamity's a bad matchup for a Shadra, obviously, or for any dragon with breath weapons, because his armor can't be penetrated. She's not really well matched up against Vaca here either, just because there's not a lot of. It takes at least 2 or 3 creatures to bring down Vaca, and I'm spread out all over the table. Green Dragon coming in. I'm checking out Jay's upgrades. We're going to go ahead and decide to take a target token. Hope we can accomplish something with that. Red Wizard. Or Wrath Modar, I should say. Moving forward 2 again. And I think we're going to see him take a target token. No. Oh, that's right. He's going to cast Confusion on Calamity, actually. Calamity's got a 6 dice attack value, obviously, so Confusion is getting you 3 dice of debuff when you hit Calamity with it. It's pretty good value, I think. Seavart moving forward and bumping against the Green Dragon. He's going to do his deal again. Concentrate target. Where's that exhaustion token thing? That's what I'm pointing at. I'm pretty sure. Exhaustion. I forgot to watchdog the token placement again this game. I was pretty preoccupied, I think, trying to play this game and talk to the people off camera. Moving our giant. He's going to come in towards Calamity. I think this is a pretty big mistake. Well, I mean, just having this giant be reliant on Adamantine Lance without, having Ishadra in a position to bring a target down to the ground for him was ultimately the big mistake. He can't really stab Seavart because Seavart's in the air, and I think that's why I turned him in towards Calamity, but he's going to have a devil of a time doing damage to Calamity as well. He took a concentrate. Vaka's going to creep forward one to ditch that exhaustion token. So Vaka's action is going to be to target right there. It's going to use her ability to give a target token to Calamity as well. And then this is... and then as a free action, she is going to use her Fang of Bahamut there to put time tokens on one of my upgrades, and she's going to force me to put some time tokens, I believe 4, on Wrath Modar's Disintegrate. And that is pretty devastating, and it's basically going to knock Wrath out of the fight there. I really should have used Fang with Jarl Horn that turn. I completely forgot about it. Vaka is attacking Ashadra with her Cold Breath. Cold breathing in the air. It's going to be 3 hits and a concentrate. Spin the target token, and we'll get 1 more hit. So I had an eyeball on my defense dice, but I decided to just take the damage so I could save this concentrate for my attack. So it's 4 damage. It's not going to kill me. And I'm just showing the critical hit side to the people who we were talking to. But that was Vaka's attack. Moving down to Jarl Horn. Yep. Oh, and there we go. Jay's doing his frozen on a Ashadra. Special effect from his breath weapon. So she'll only be able to do speed 1 maneuvers next turn. Putting time tokens out there. In any case, Jarl Horn is throwing his rock at Calamity. We're going to concentrate these 2 eyeballs into hits. So we'll get a total of 3, net 1 hit, which means some damage will go through. We're moving on to Sievert's attack. First he's doing his Human Paladin. And he's going to get 2 hits off that. Going to roll 1 dodge. Armor will take the other hit. And he'll Flame Breath next. It's a lot of dice. 6 dice. I'm sorry, he disintegrated. I think I cut out where he spent the target token. So it looks like 4 hits off a disintegrate. No, 5 hits off a disintegrate. I'm gonna burn my Scales of Tiamat first, and this is the first card I'm burning, so I'm getting 4 extra defense dice. Wow, one dodge, excellent. And we're gonna burn the mirror image to pull 2 tokens, and we're gonna take a hit. And I feel like that's actually hitting a crit. Unfortunately, again, I've got a ton of creatures. Yeah, it's double damage there. You can just barely see the cards at the bottom of the screen, but double damage on that green dragon. He's still alive. He's got 1 hit point left. So next character up would be Wrath Modar, but without his Disintegrate, he is pretty much got nothing to do. So really we're all the way down to the green dragon, and I believe he's going to go ahead and Poison Breath Sievert there. 1 hit, spin the target token. 3 hits, there you go. Moving on to Ashadra. And she's going to spend her Concentrate token to cast Command on Vaka. I've got my little snap case full of tokens. That is the C snap case. They all start with C in that case. So I'll be doing Vaka style next turn. It's not really a good time to do command on Vaca. In reality, it was kind of a poor choice, as you'll see next turn. Meanwhile, Calamity has been rolling to hit my wizard, and it's a hit, crit, and concentrate token. So we're going to have Calamity is going to go ahead and spend his concentrate token and disable Dwarven Precision to turn that eyeball into a crit instead of a hit. So I've got hit, crit, crit on my wizard. Nothing on the defense dice. I'm going to go ahead and mirror image down to 1 crit. I believe it was debilitated, -1 primary weapon value, which of course, as a wizard, he does not really care about. Moving on to round 3, Calamity, scooching forward a little bit. Need to clean up some tokens there. Target will be Calamity's action for this turn. Calamity's still confused. Or the dwarves who carry it around are still confused. So, interesting situation here. I programmed a 2 move for a Shadra, but I'm going to realize that that's illegal, like right in the middle of doing that, and go ahead and, yeah, we're looking at Frozen, or I'm reading Frozen right now, and hand Jay my dial and have him program a legal maneuver for me, as you do when you program an illegal maneuver. It's a little face palm there. So the maneuver she's going to do instead is this 1 white to the left. I guess that's okay. Who knows? And then Jay was flipping. I always forget when you do command, you put the dial down face up. Anyway, moving on to green. Cloud Gillimatar. I like to keep saying that because I practiced it. Just going to sail right through Seavert there and come online to face Calamity. Once again, not a great matchup. That's a target token hiding behind her wing. And we're going to go to our wizard. He's going to back up. Not really helping him out very much. I was just sort of at a loss for what usefully I could do with him. I suppose I could have tried to rush in and do a Staff of Power suicide attack, but that would have gotten my giant too. So Sievert's moving forward now, taking a target token and re-enabling Disintegrate as his second action. Should be an exhaustion token out there on him. Looks like a bit of an error. I don't know if Jay's going to notice in a second, or that one slipped by us. Frost Giant just scooched forward a little there. He's going to use his Fang of Tiamat. A little late, but in my opinion, but there we go. We're going to put the tokens on Time Stop, because I have a feeling that Jay is going to try to use it to get out of this brilliant situation I've trapped him in. That's sarcasm, obviously. This is actually pretty terrible, and fanging Time Stop is cute, but I think I would have been totally fine if he had Time Stopped, honestly. Really should have fanged Disintegrate, if anything. Concentrate token on Jarl as his regular action. And that's the maneuver I programmed for Vaca, but since the Shadra is sitting there, he's just going to bump. I think I was hoping, when I programmed that illegal 2 for a Shadra, I was hoping it would get her into a position where Vaca would be able to get around outside her. He would still be able to tail attack her, but he would sort of have he would have an exhaustion token. He does have an exhaustion token. It's still a red maneuver. But if he was facing that other way, it would have, diminished his relevance to the overall game a little bit. But as it is, there he stands. And we're just having a rules discussion. I'm helpfully pointing out to Jay that he can give a concentrate token to the Calamity, even though Vaca has an exhaustion token, because her special ability isn't an action. What a saint I am. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and have Vaca is going to bite at Shadra, if I'm not mistaken. Here's the roll, and looks like we got it. Yeah, armor's going to take that. We're doing close quarters, and I think that second close quarters attack is going to get a crit through. It's a fatigue crit on a Shadra, but that's going to be for killing damage on her. Her damage cards are all the way off on the other side of the table, so that's why I'm kind of having a little trouble keeping track of what's going on with her. I'm going to do Jarl Horn, and I think he's going to go ahead and throw his rock at Calamity. Maybe this time try to get a slammed result. And here's the dice roll. It's like 3 hits. That'll push another point of damage through. And we're going to go ahead and do slammed. It's going to drop those tokens off Calamity. Of course, Calamity's still confused, so not a great quality attack this round necessarily anyway, but I haven't gotten to do slammed in a long time, so why not? This giant is probably going to be dead pretty soon anyway, is my thought process in that situation. So we're down to Sivart. Disintegrating again. I believe he's disintegrating the giant. It's 2 hits, 2 eyeballs. He's gonna turn those hits into crits with his Claw of Tiamat. I dodge 1, I take 1 crit, and it's gonna be fatigued, it looks like. And we went no attack on the green dragon. I thought about suggestion, but couldn't quite justify it on Calamity. This is a Shadra biting Vaca, 4 blanks, terrible roll. And I didn't think I was in range for suggestion on Vaca. It's range 2. And I pulled a Shadra a little prematurely there, since we still have to do Calamity's attack. And we've got hitting a crit on the wizard. He's got no defense dice. The crit's going to be disarmed. He's going to break his staff. That is really painful. And moving it around 4. Calamity's going to pivot. Turn into follow the action, since the wizard has been rendered completely irrelevant. And there's the pivot token. Green dragon is sort of flying into a mess here. And I'm going to take the flyover. I don't think I am. Yeah, just going to sit there. I don't really think the flyover would accomplish much. I don't actually want to get into a position where my dragon is in Seabird's line of sight. Why don't I? What would be the difference? I don't know. Wrath Modar. Going forward to clear exhaustion. He went back. Now he's going forward. He's doing a little dance. Again, Disintegrate still has a time token left on it, so not much he can do there. a confusion token should actually be off off this turn. We'll remember that in a little bit. Sievert's coming in. Would you like to fly over, Sievert? No, you don't want to? Okay. Suit yourself. And his actions are going to be target and re-enable disintegrate. This is a combo that Jay's been wanting to do for a long time. Just this Sievert disintegrate train, and he's swooping. Just in case, I guess. You'll note that Sievert did do a speed 1 maneuver that turn, so although we forgot that exhaustion token last turn, it would have been legal for him to take. It would have come off and he would be able to do the 2 actions. He should have an exhaustion token for this turn, though, so it appears that somehow Jay has just completely forgotten that he has to take exhaustion tokens to do that. We're doing an overrun test now to see if the Frost Giant can successfully move through Calamity. He is. That was a weird camera. Must have been someone shading the camera. I don't know why I wanted Jarl to be over here. He did a white maneuver, so he's not dropping that exhaustion token. We're moving on to Vaca. And she's just curving in a little. And I suspect she is going to choose to bump the Frost Giant there. Yep. Just staying right there. Losing that exhaustion. Action is going to be a target, it looks like. I'm not mistaken, and I'm just pointing out, yeah, she can't give Calamity an action because Calamity has a pivot token. And Vaca is biting Jarl. Looks like 3 hits and a crit. There is a swoop token in that was placed in the cut there. It's hiding right behind Vaca next to that target token. So we're converting is that a target token? Maybe not. In any case, we're going to get net 1 damage from that attack, and Vaca is then going to do her close quarters attacks. So we've got the first claw attack here. Looks like hit, hit, crit. We're going to go hit, 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 and see if we can get out of this entirely. Looks like not. We're going to take 1 damage off that. Final claw. Going to be a hit and an eyeball, and he's spending that target token. Hit, hit. The armor is going to take that. So, all in all, could have been worse for our giant today. But he is going to finally get a chance to stab something with his magic spear. Looks like 1 hit on Vaca there. Great. Penetrating damage, of course. Adamantine lance. We're going to go down to Sievert. Sievert's rolling his paladin attack first, I think, trying to take out that wizard. He's going to be done. And he's going to decide against disintegrating this round. I think he's not sure that he's got range 2 to my giant. So we're going to move on to my green dragon. He's going to go ahead and spend his target token and cast Suggestion on the ballista. Again, technically the confusion should be off this turn. So we're keeping this ballista from accomplishing much. Fortunately, 2 dragons have got it under control. And of course, Suggestion prevented Calamity from attacking, so we're going to go ahead and we're moving on to the moves for this round. And it looks like Calamity was trying to do a turnaround through the Green Dragon's little corner of his base there, but couldn't quite get over it, so he was stuck facing that way, and he's taken an exhaustion token. And we're going to move on to the green dragon here. We're going to go ahead and do a little one maneuver here. Could fly over Calamity, but I think I'm still trying not to get into Sievart's line of fire. I'm just going to stay there, swoop, and take a target token. Maybe chew on this ballista a little, hopefully. And Sievart's moving now, taking this little soft one, I believe, but he's actually not going to be able to get over Calamity and over all this stuff, so he's going to back up into place. And after a little fiddling around, we've got the models hopefully where they're supposed to be. Sievart's going to swoop, concentrate, target. Once again, not seeing those exhaustion tokens that are supposed to be there, but I think he is taking all one maneuvers, so technically, although we're not putting the tokens down, he's taking maneuvers which would enable him to legally keep doing this, his double action, so I guess that's alright. Jarlhorn pivots. Face your doom, Jarlhorn. Face it like a man or giant. It looks like Vaca is just bumping Jarl there, and is going to bite him in his butt. Yeah, so here we go. Looks like a hit. No, just a hit. We got a target, and a lot of hits there. Looks like 4. Yeah, 4 hits and a crit, but yeah. I think I turned one into a regular hit just because I could. Well, I mean, it keeps me from losing my attack. Here comes the close quarters. He's trying to drop a stunned crit on me, keep me from getting this attack, but seems mean under the circumstances. What am I gonna do? Maybe kill Sivert. I'm gonna try to kill Sivert just to accomplish something during this game, but here we got a hit and a crit. It's not really gonna. I think it's fatigued, disarmed, right? Nothing. So he's gonna live. So down to Sievart, the giant has already taken lethal damage, so he's gonna see if he can get an arc on to bite the green dragon, or maybe disintegrate him. Arguably a pretty close call, but frankly, I didn't see much reason to prolong this unnecessarily, so what are we doing? Looks like a bite. No, this is the paladin. You can see a crit there. No, we're dodging the paladin's attack. And here comes the disintegrate. I was confused about his concentrate token, but he actually had re-enabled disintegrate on the previous turn and didn't cast it. And we're gonna get, I think, 2 hits and an eyeball. One of the hits is hiding behind that wing. 1 dodge, but that's not enough to save my green dragon. He's taking lethal damage, and we will call it a day on this depressing game. Depressing for me, obviously. Jay is doing fine.